Hi, today I want to talk about zines. I've mentioned zines before as a powerful way to get your work out into the world, no matter what kind of work you're doing. And I invite all of you who are watching this to send me a zine if you have one, and I'll review it just like I'm reviewing this one today. So this zine is from Eric Burton. He sent it to me in an email, in a letter like this, right? Regular letter. And it's called People I've Never Met, Probably Never Will. And what he's done is, since, as he said to me, there was no people to sit and draw during the pandemic or where he's at right now, he instead drew people from Facebook. So here's examples of some of the artwork that he's done. So this is really nicely printed, right? It looks like color Xerox, it really looks decent. And these images are beautiful, of course, right? They're really good looking portraits. And so as artists, you want to keep drawing, right? You want to often have sitters, have live drawing sessions, but that's not always possible. So to draw people off Facebook is one way to do that. And again, these are really nice reproductions done likely very inexpensively. The blacks are really nice. and and the colors, I think really turned out well. And you see there's a caption underneath there, Seaside 2021 acrylic on canvas 10 by 8 inches. So you can see exactly what the medium is, exactly what the size is that he's using. And I'm going to go through all of them. Here's a few more. I won't read all the captions, but this one says Bride of Le Corbusier 2021 acrylic on canvas 8 by 10 inches. So we know these are paintings also, right? And there's another one. And these are the last two. So, and at the end is his email address, and not his email address, his website, which is ericburton.com. I'll put that below too. So zines, why is this so good, and why is this important for Eric to do and for all of you to do? Well, first, Eric, thanks for sending this in, and for all of you who send this in, I'm always happy to review zines because I think they're a really important and inexpensive way to get your work out into the world. So he obviously produced this in a way that wasn't too expensive. He used Xerox. This is bond paper. There's 2 staples through here. And in total, it's, let's see, 1, 2, 3. It's just 4 sheets of paper, right? 4 sheets of double-sided paper that he's laid out, right? The first page is blank with a cover. So the reason this is important to do is because it's a way of inexpensively sharing your art with the world. When he made this zine and put it in envelopes like this, right, which looks like it costs the cost of a forever stamp, which is about 50 cents, right, something like that. It's the common letter stamp. It's the right weight, and this again is 4 pages stapled. And there's quite a few images on here, right? Enough to get a sense of, do you like this work? Would you like to commission a portrait, right? So, that's powerful. It's just a visual example of what you can send out in the mail. And this is what zines are. They're of course an abbreviation of magazines because they're not a full magazine. They're something that has more artistic kind of latitude with them. In these particular zines, you can make drawings, you can do images, you can, line drawings, you can, reproduce images the way he's doing it here, which looks like it's through color Xerox. Black and white would, of course, be even cheaper to make. And then you take these zines and you send them to people. He sent one to me, so I'm reviewing it. And if any of you are on my list, you can get on the list by clicking below. But if any of you are on my subscriber list, you can reply to that and ask me for my mailing address, and I'll send it to you if you have a zine that you'd like to share with me and have reviewed. So again, I just want to explain why I'm excited about zines. I think they're really cool. I collect zines, and they're of all different types and sizes and shapes and imagery. And if you make one of these, it would be very inexpensive to make. And who do you send it to? Well, you put it in envelopes like he did, and it could be a white envelope like this. It could be an envelope that's, you know, kind of a little bit clear or color, anything you want. You know, really the limit is just the paper that's available, right? The rest is copy machines. And so, you know, you would send this to anybody from reviewers, magazines, to friends, possible collectors. Send as many as you can out into the world. And it's a way of your art arriving in people's hands. And in a way, it's so much more kind of luxurious, right, than looking at it on a phone. To hold this in your hand and to get a sense of the blacks that are here, which is never quite like the black you'd see on a phone or a screen, and to look at these and think, wow, you know, I'd love a portrait like this, or I'd like to buy one of his images. How do I reach him? You know, without him even selling you or trying to say, my work's for sale. You get this in the mail, and you look at the back, and you just go to his website, and you contact him and ask him about that. Maybe some of those people he doesn't know will purchase them themselves. But zines are a great way to get work out into the world. Again, it's inexpensive to produce. They're fun to make. You mail them to people you know, people you don't know, magazines, reviewers, critics. It's a lovely thing to get in the mail, right? You get this in the mail. It's like a present that you're receiving. I'm always excited to get zines, and I'm excited to have this one, because it's also so beautifully done with color, and with his paintings are really nice. So it's really kind of a pleasure to receive something like that. So what I'm suggesting is that you consider making a zine yourself. Just experiment. They could be, again, black and white line drawings. They could be handwritten. They could be done as he's doing, from images and color Xeroxed or black and white Xerox. Experiment. You know, go to your local copy shop and just experiment a little. Bring some images, print out some images, and see if you can put together something that looks like essentially a small portfolio. Which is what he's assembled here, and the colors look great. The blacks look terrific, and the palette of what he's using, and the copy machine he's using seem to come out really well, right? The colors are vibrant when they need to be vibrant, and they also look kind of matte and pastel when they need to be that. So really, really impressive, I think. Thanks for sending it to me, Eric. And if any of you have zines that you're in the process of making, great, keep going. And you can produce, you don't have to produce a lot of these. You can produce an edition of like 10 or 20. You know, you don't have to spend a lot of money on this, right? You can spend, whatever you want, but start it out as an experiment, and you can spend $10 or $20 making a very small edition of zines, and you'll see it's really satisfying to do something like this, and it's also will be satisfying if you send it to me, and I'll show it off just like this. So again, Eric, thank you for sending this in. Appreciate your work, and I appreciate your zine. And for all of you that are interested in making a zine, just go for it. You know, there's a lot of stores that may be near you depending on where you are. Like in New York, in Brooklyn, there's something called Quimby's. It's a great store to look at zines, and some of them are pretty impressively produced. Again, that's Quimby's, Quimbys. But you don't have to go there. You can just do what I'm showing here. Take 8.5 by 11 paper and put images on it and send it out. Because making a zine is also a different form. It's a portfolio like Eric has produced, but it's also can be a narrative form. He's telling a story here a bit, right? These are people that he'll never meet that are on Facebook. You know, it's about looking at images online, right? So we see a sequence of these. Your zine could also tell a story that's as abstract as what Eric is doing, or it could have something that's more involved. You could tell a story about something else, and anything at all. So if you have any comments, questions, don't hesitate to put them below. If you want to sign up for my mailing list so you can reply to my emails and send me your zine, there's also a link to that below. And otherwise, thanks for watching. And Eric, again, thank you for sending in your zine. I hope you're all inspired. Eric was inspired by another video I made on zines because I review them whenever they come in. So I hope this inspires you too, and wish you a great day.